Hello everybody and welcome to Tiger Tales Mysterious Origins, a place you'll find original stories written and read to you by your host, me, Tiger. This channel is where we find the origins of the mysteries, and we have to go from the very first story. So, in recent chapters, Sparks' team handled a mission where they went to a basement of a very large mansion right outside of town and dealt with some lost creatures which were trying to escape the lost dimension through a portal. And then they found some hazmat suited individuals cleaning up the place, which was very random. So, the last two chapters revolved around the same morning. Huntress went for a hunt like she normally does very early in the morning and found an individual wearing prison clothes on the run from some mercenaries, but the child sadly died after a very good sniper managed to get him. A couple hours later, Sparks and Leo went to the police station to talk to one of their associates, Officer Jenkins, who spoke about the night beforehand. So now we rewind the clock just a little bit more in the same morning, but we're going to look at the perspective of one of the other characters, Stealthgon. So let's find out what happened this morning with Stealthgon. Tales of Quasha, Book 1, Hunted, Chapter 4, Ava in Distress. Stealthgon walked down the stairs and walked into the kitchen to find Sparks, Leo and Twilight talking. "Morning, man," Sparks said. "Morning, guys," Stealthgon replied. "How did you sleep?" Leo asked him. "Yeah, alright. What's going on here?" Stealthgon asked back. "Huntress went for a hunt this morning. Ran into some guys with guns and a mercenary with a sniper," Sparks replied. "They were after some kid, a collective, and they managed to get him, sadly. Huntress seemed pretty shook," Twilight explained. "So, what are we thinking?" Stealthgon asked them. "Well, me and Sparks are going to go talk to Officer Jenkins in a bit. He left a voice message, wants us there ASAP, Leo told him. "So I'm just going to go to school like normal and ignore the fact that I slayed demonic creatures, strange hazmat suits, stole their corpses last night, and now there's dudes with guns around hunting kids who are collectives," Stealthgon said sarcastically. "Yes, that's pretty much the plan," Twilight said with a cheeky grin. "Fine, I'll see you guys after school," Stealthgon grunted. Stealthgon left the house. He strapped his bag onto his back and bolted off as fast as he could, cutting through town within a couple of seconds. He got to the school and stopped behind the building. He then walked in acting like nothing happened. He found his classroom, walked in and found his seat. He sat in the back of the class and kept to himself, like most days. It was a part of the rules he lived by. Sparks had told him not to draw too much attention to himself. As Sparks saved his life, he didn't want to exactly dishonour his wishes. The teacher walked in and placed down his books and started the lesson. The hour went by, on and on, but finally the bell rang and the hall was filled with students trying to advance to their next class. Within a few minutes, everyone had found their seats and they started the second class of the day. "Hello, class. Today we'll be handling algebra once again. I know, we tackled this last week, but sadly, it must continue," the teacher groaned. Everyone started to moan and complain. I know, but," the teacher started, but was interrupted by the whole ground shaking. The pen shook off the table, the window pane shook, everybody started panicking. Then the sound of an explosion erupted off somewhere in the building. The ground stopped rumbling by the fire alarms started ringing. Everyone started clearing off out of the classrooms, and very quickly the car park filled with students and staff members. Stealthgon waited for everyone to clear out, and then he bolted off, and everything became frozen as he ran. It was something that came beneficial to running at extreme speeds. Everything else moved incredibly slow, almost frozen in place. Stealthgon ran past the students who were running in the opposite direction, trying to get out of the building. He searched each classroom, the staff room, the toilets, the art room, the sports hall, and the changing rooms. He made sure there was no one else in the building. He then ran through the science labs and found a man wearing army gear, camouflage colours, with black highlights and a mask that looked like a skull on his face. And he had a big army knife in his hand. On the opposite side of the classroom was a teenage girl. She was dressed up in black shorts and a top that had some heavy metal band on it with a leather jacket. She had a choker collar around her neck, her nails painted dark purple and black, and her hair was shaved one side and the other side was chin length, and it was black with neon green streaks going through it. Stealthgon could see her eyes were all red and orange coloured, and they were glowing, heat radiating from them. He watched as from his eyes were two shimmering beams coming from hers. Stealthgon held his hand out, and he could feel the heat coming from the two shimmering beams. Then he bolted behind one of the fallen tables and stopped moving. Everything else returned to normal speed. He picked over the table and watched as 2 shimmering heat beams escaped her eyes and hit the wall behind the mercenary. The man rolled forward, jumped up, and kicked the girl in the stomach, knocking the wind out of her. He then hit the girl in the back of the head with the butt of his knife. Then he swung the blade at the girl. Blade first. StealthCon then sped up once again and ran towards the mercenary. He crashed into him, his momentum throwing the soldier into the wall. He crashed into the wall and dropped to the floor. Then he grabbed the girl, who looked at him with shock. He grabbed her by the hand and bolted off. Running onto some soft ground, he bolted past everybody, ran outside into the sports fields and stopped by a hill that overtowered the school grounds. StealthCon stopped running and let go of the girl. Stupid, 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 StealthCon muttered to himself. He knew Sparks and Leo would not be happy about StealthCon using his abilities in front of someone else. Thanks for that, the girl said as StealthCon turned around, smacking himself in the head. Yeah, no problem, StealthCon replied awkwardly. Didn't realise there were other people out there with powers, the girl said with a shocked look on her face. Yeah, I'm fast. What was that back there? StealthCon asked her. Well, I can express different form of temperatures at my eyes. You know, hot, cold, the girl explained. Okay, that's kind of cool, StealthCon chuckled. The girl looked at the tree and her eyes glowed in icy blue. Then 2 shimmery beams of icy temperature exploded from her eyes and hit the tree, freezing a patch of bark into solid ice. Whoa, that's cool, StealthCon blurted. It's not super speed, but yeah, I guess it's kind of cool, the girl nodded. StealthCon held out his hand. StealthCon, he said, introducing himself. Strange name, but it kind of suits you. Name's Ava, the girl said, shaking his hand. Okay, Ava, you best stay clear. I still got a lot of it to figure out here, StealthCon told her. Please, anything to stay away from those fucking jackasses that call themselves teachers, but I kinda left my bag inside the building. Ava grunted. StealthCon bolted off in a gust of wind and seconds later appeared with both their bags in hand. He passed Ava her bag. Once again, I thank you, Ava said. No problem. Anytime, StealthCon muttered. Hey, I've seen you around. You're a loner, dude. Just thought I'd say if you ever want to hang out with someone, I'd be down. You seem pretty chill. That is if we're on a secret vice versa keeping sort of deal, Ava stated. Yes, we are on a secret vice versa keeping kind of deal. And Ava, thanks. You seem kind of cool yourself, StealthCon told her. Ava gently punched him in the arm and walked off. StealthCon stood there with a smile on his face. Did he just make a friend? He questioned to himself. He got a good look at the mercenary. He would have something to do with the Huntress' sniper early this morning. He'd definitely have to tell Sparks. And now he was less afraid to tell Sparks about the morning. StealthCon looked down at the school and saw a bunch of parents' cars driving in, including Sparks's. StealthCon took a deep breath, bolted down to the car park. Within seconds, he was hidden within the crowd of school children, who awaited their parents to come collect them, or for the school buses to arrive to collect them as well. He found Sparks talking to one of the teachers. He walked up to him. Sparks said his goodbyes and then walked up to StealthCon. Hey, StealthCon muttered. Hey man, look at you getting a free day from school. Sparks chuckled. Yeah, not every day there's an earthquake which causes an explosion, or whichever way that went, StealthCon replied. They both climbed into the car and Sparks drove off and started heading home. You know, I could have just ran home, StealthCon stated. Yes, but you kids are on a pick-up-only status due to the attack, Sparks replied. Wait, how'd you know there was an attack? StealthCon asked in shock. Please, your school is high up, yes, but we would have felt the aftershock of the earthquake, and the explosion in the school was in the storage room. There's nothing in there that can go bang. It's obviously a diversion, Sparks explained. Yeah, there was a military guy, armed, dressed all in camo, attacked some girl here, StealthCon told Sparks. Who's the girl? Sparks asked him. Girl called Ava. She's kind of like us, StealthCon explained. So you spoke to her? Sparks asked. They came to a halt due to the red traffic lights, and Sparks and StealthCon locked eyes. StealthCon swallowed hard as he looked at Sparks with a weak smile. Dude, chill out. I ain't gonna kill you, man. We would be a bit of a hypocrite if we did. Desmond's told the Wolf Pack elders. Officer Jenkins knows about us. It's okay, you told her. Just be careful, okay? I trust you, Sparks told him. It's okay. She knows about me only because I saved her from the guy. I haven't said anything else, StealthCon said with a grin. Besides, we were afraid with all the fighting, lost creatures, and homework you're doing. We're afraid you're never going to make friends, Sparks stated. The car then started driving off and they finally headed home. The car pulled into the driveway and both boys climbed out and headed inside the house. Hey man, no school for the rest of the day, huh? Leo asked StealthCon. Yeah, but I should go upstairs. I got homework to do, Stealthcon said. Hey, be ready for dinner later. Rosie's been working on this all day. Sparks called out. Oh, don't worry, I'll be starving. Stealthcon grinned. Then he bolted as fast as he could and he ran upstairs and into his room. He sat on his computer and logged in, when suddenly his phone started vibrating. He pulled out his phone out of his pocket and checked it. It was a friend invite on the Connect app, which allowed everyone to communicate with each other. The friend's invitation was from Ava. Stealthcon accepted the friend invitation with a small grin on his face. And there you have it, guys, another chapter to my original story. Now, if you do want to check out some more stories of mine, some fan fictions maybe, there are other Tiger Tales channels. We have Tiger Tales, Tiger Tales The Lost Stories, Tiger Tales Game Over, and Tiger Tales X. The first three handle fan fictions, stories of OCs, and all sorts. I'm doing many different stuff all around there, so you might want to check it out. Then we have Tiger Tales X, which is fan fiction crossovers, where I take two official franchises and cross them over, and it's a lot of fun. For example, I've done Ben 10 and Doctor Who. That was a blast as well. So make sure you check out all of them, because there's plenty of stories for you to listen to. This channel is to explain the mysteries which play a huge part in the first few channels I've just mentioned. Some of the characters noted are William Cranston and Mr. Pocket and Ace. There are some big players amongst the three first YouTube channels I just mentioned. Make sure you go check them out and subscribe, of course. Then, of course, make sure you subscribe to this channel. On this channel, you'll find original stories written by me, and all of them revolve around the mysteries in some way or another. Now, of course, we haven't seen the mysteries yet, but it's coming. Look out for the next chapter soon, guys, and with that being said, I shall see you guys real soon.
That before we can...
Don't touch my Pringles.